Hello guys, so I got good news for you. I spent the week working hard and I made the English dialogues for every thing in the game. So now I put, my friend Daniel helped me quite a lot to integrate the code to switch languages. It was my son's birthday, he came by and he's so good, he was like, oh, this is your computer, there's you go, thank you. So now the game is in 2 languages. There's a switch here that you can interact with. So yeah, let's test this out. I changed the text on every single NPC. So now it's in French. Boule de poil, on m'a envoyé pour vous former aux essentiels. I won't read it all, but it's obviously in French. So yeah, now the game is in French. You can switch languages, but no, I want it in English. I don't understand French, because I'm not born there. You go there, beep. Now the game is in English. Everything is in English. Furballs, I've been sent to train you in the essentials. It's basically the same thing. I've kept the quirkiness, I've kept everything. It's in English. The game is now fully in English. It is wonderful. So you guys can now play and understand the game in English. The game is not ready yet, but I spent the entire week making every dialogue. We're talking about over 20,000 words in French translated to English. So that's like 200 PDF pages of dialogues that I translated to English. And then I created the English assets for it, and then in the inspector I linked both French and English. So now with the switch we can do all that. It's wonderful. What do you guys think of the new microphone? It's a lot better than the webcam one. Even though the webcam is a good webcam, it's only a webcam, so the microphone is not the budget of the item, it's really the webcam. But now the budget is only the audio, so now the sound should be a lot better, even though it's a proximity microphone, so it sounds a lot deeper and better if I get close like this. But I don't have a good view when I talk like this. It's stupid. So you need to put up with this distance. It must be good enough. I hope it is. So I hope you will enjoy the game in English and that you will enjoy the new audio. Aside from that, what did I do? I fixed the controller, because at first I did not bother with the controls. I was just but now I set it properly. All the joysticks, the buttons and everything works with the controller, so now you're not stuck playing with a keyboard and mouse or touchscreen. You can now also play with a keyboard, but of course you could always play a keyboard with a joystick, controller, gamepad, call it like you want. You could always do that no matter the device, because there's an application like a Joy2Key in which you assign every single touch to a key. So you can say, oh, I want the Z button on my keyboard to be pressed when I press A on the joystick. So you could on your side set up controllers, but I wanted to do the work on my side so that the user, you can just pick it up, plug and play, you know, and don't have to bother. But so now the Xbox controller work. I have not tested all controllers because I don't own all controllers, but otherwise now the game is in English and supports the joystick controller. So now aside from all that, which are very good news, because I did not upload much this week. I don't want you guys to think that I'm not working, because no. It was very, very painfully boring to translate 20,000 something words and create the assets and put the portraits and blah blah blah. And it was very long. It took me. It was about a 60-70 hour week just doing that. I had to do it because I had to do it. I just had to do it. It had to be done. I don't know why I started in French, because I'm French. That's the thing. It's just, I watch YouTube and stuff, and they all say French are the only people who develop in French and then translate to English. I was like, why is that? Is he the only guy thinking that? No matter where I look, they all say yes. They do that. Why? it's like if everyone thinks that's weird, then it has to be. So yeah, I think that's weird. So yeah, I made it in English. So now, yeah, I'm not part of the French only. Now the game is fully in English, and I will finish it. It's in more language, It will be French and English, but for now I'm not adding more languages. But because I want to reach the finish line. So when I reach the finish line of the game will be fully English French. I will then do the very boring part that takes like 60-70 hours that I spoke of creating all the assets in another languages and then integrating them all. It's a big week of crunch for every language that I want to implement in this manner. It's not the perfect manner, but it's the manner that I figured that works. That works with my inspector, because you drag the language asset in the field of the instructor, but then whatever, it works for me. And when it works, like, don't change it. Yeah, but I just know that the sequel or the whatever next game I'm gonna be doing, I am not going to do mental gymnastics to accommodate the old systems like I'm doing right now, because the game it uses the old Unity input manager. So right there, anyone that's made a recent game would be like, dude, why are you torturing yourself with the old input manager system? Indeed, why? Well, I feel like I'm a bit I could update it, but for now I just set it. I just set the joystick, I just set everything, the touchscreen, it all works. Yes, it's the old system, but it all works. If when I get near the finish line, I sense that, you know what, a lot of compatibility problems are arising, and I would end up spending more troubleshooting time than it would take to actually switch to the new system. So I might just do that. But for now, because I want progression, I want to get closer to the finish line, I will endure the old input system that I got right now. Aside from that, what else? Du son, toi, j'ai pas besoin de toi. Fait que, okay. So here's what I meant by the old dialogue thing. In the inspector of my well, it's an event. It's not the actual NPC, but whatever. It's this NPC that talks. There's this dialogue lines. Usually it only had dialogue one slot for dialogues. I had to add multiple. I had to add the English and the French ones. So yeah. So I will be able from there to add as much languages as I want. It's just that it's a very painful process to create all of these little bad boys there, because you have to create them one by one. All the possible dialogue that you have. Some are very small, but some are very huge. And you have to create multiple versions of all of them. So, like I told you guys, I made the game in English. You can now switch from English to French from the main menu, from the title screen. It saves in player pref, so whatever you put it in French or English, so it will remember the next time you boot the game. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I've been practicing a bit the bass guitar to get back into it, because honestly, I have not been playing actively for about over a decade. Honestly, I've played a few notes here and then, but I have not played for like an hour straight or 2 hours straight like I did last week for like over a decade. So it's why it sounded so shitty. I was more like just doing basic patterns to get back dexterity, even though it's quite of time. It's not perfect. It's my way to improve because then write the second video. Oh, half the time I'm not that much off beat, even though it's improvisation. Obviously, you have no idea what the next drum beat gonna be. It's very hard to improvise on time the first listen through, but anyway, it was still very much off time. But it's why I practice patterns a lot and stuff, like metal or jazzy stuff, because it's a lot of you just go up and down your thing, and you just have fun trying, not to sound too shitty, trying, but whatever. So now my dexterity points are getting a bit up. I am getting close to being good enough to make a theme song for the game. Close. Maybe one or two more practice session, and I should have went back to about 95% plus of where I was last time I really played. So I think this is a realistic time frame I set for myself, to take like 2 weeks to learn back the instrument, get back into it, to become good enough to make a theme song that's a banger, that's actually got some skills in it, and not just something that's like generic, like the music I have right now. It's very upbeat, it's fast, but it's very generic. Because I wanted to have audio in the game, so I was like, okay, let's make something quick that sounds energetic, that's good trailer music at the end of the day, because it's the first music that will be showed to people, is the trailer music. So obviously that's why I took such an upbeat song, or an upbeat techno fast song or whatever. I don't know the terminology in other languages, but it's a very fast song. So yeah. But now, if you want to play this with a real instrument, yeah, sure, but it's gonna sound. There's not enough notes in the music of the trailer. It's like a very simple pattern. It's fast, but it's very simple. If you want to have a theme song, I did some research on theme songs. You can look at the obvious one, like Mario Bros songs. Mario, it's like a slightly under 2 minutes, but it's meant to be heard for a very long period of time, because even though you can speed run the game in 4 minutes and 54 seconds, you still usually play a half an hour or plus, so you hear it a lot. So yeah, now so they explore a few of the patterns, but it's actually a bit tricky to play. You learn it, yeah, you can do it absolutely. But it's actually hard to play. It's not a style that I'm used at playing. I'm more a picking guy. But then when you play, it's very good. It's very good. It's meant to be played on bass. That's why I insist on making a theme song mainly with a bass guitar, because I think it's so catchy. You can make a beat that's very catchy, and also how it sounds. There's like a pop to it, a slap to it, you could say. But I don't know. I like the groove. I don't know how to express it, but I really love bass guitar most of the time. So yeah, I'm gonna continue for well, I only practiced 2 sessions. I've uploaded both. The first one is like complete garbage. The second one has half that is very redeemable, because half of it I actually play on time, instead of just being like, oh, my fingers are not following my mind at all. It's why you need to to train before going to a weightlifting competition. So the same thing. So I'm gonna do a bass session 3 and 4, and then I'm gonna do main theme song. I'm not gonna do a log of every single song that I'm gonna make for the game, because this is while it's content, I don't think it's what people that want the game are hyped about, like, oh, music. Maybe I will make them like the music and tried to make the theme song catchy. And if you hear it, oh yeah, I think that's the cat game. You know, I want the song to reflect catness. So yeah, so I'm gonna do some silly stuff in it. You know, can make a fake cat purr. Brrr, brrr. You can make a whatever. I'm gonna mess around with cat ideas, cat sounds, cat how do you say that? Mannerisms. Let's go. I'm gonna try to do like a cat licks on bass, cat stuff. But yeah, then put a catchy simple theme on it with a groove, and then some cat cat shit going on in there, and I want it to be catchy and catty, but we'll see, you know. We'll see how it goes, because in the end of the day, when you create music, it's like when you create a drawing. There's literally an infinite possibility that you could be doing. So the way I work is like, oh, pump 100 out. Well, I'm exaggerating. Like pump 10 out. Of those 10, you're gonna see 2 or 3 gems stand out. You take those gems, put them aside, pump 10 more out, and then you end up with the all-star selection that you pick the best of those. And then yeah, I think one of those either is, or I change 1 or 2 things. 'Cause you need it's like when you sculpt, you know. At first you got a big rock. It can be a big square, a big well, big cone shape, or big, and you're like, oh, I see a guy, I see a woman, I see a warrior, I see an animal, I see something in there, but kinda definitely Zed's gonna be there, so I need to clear around. So you clear around. It's like, yeah, there need to be some place here to see. I need to remove this. And then, oh, his feet. Yeah, I want his legs to be placed that fashion. So yeah, I'm gonna. And then your rock suddenly is not like this plain object. Suddenly, your rock. We were making an analogy about sculpting. Your rock now has a certain shape to it. Like, oh, what you were imagining that was too abstract to convey, now from this partly made work, I can kind of see where you're going. Is this where you're going? You're like, no, it's more like this. Okay, I need to define it more. So now you work some more on your thing. Like, yeah, his head was definitely there, but I think he should have a scarf or something, and I think he should have this. I think, and you just work your way. It's the same when you draw. It's a pain in the ass. When you sculpt, it has to be worse. But whatever, it's because you have to commit sometimes. Sometimes like, oh, this is obviously I need to work this part of the game, of the project, I need to work this part no matter what. Like it's obvious. Like for instance, the old English to French thing that I did this week, French to English, and the integration of the joystick controls. Those are 2 very obvious things that needed to be done. No matter what I am sculpting, those 2 things will have to be done. So those are things that you do at the start, you know. I chose to do them halfway because I thought to myself, look, I'm just gonna make it in French, and I'm just gonna make it in English afterwards. But nah, the thing is, if people can't even understand the trailer, yeah, if they can't they don't even know that it's humoristic because they see French text. I assume it's similar to if I see like Asian or Arabic language. I have no base to know what is what. I don't know. I don't know what is A, what is B, what is C, and that's the thing. There is no such thing. In many of them, this is just a different system. A different system. It's not alphabetical based. It's not a Greek based, because at the end of the day, our alphabet and what you call Occident is Greek based, right? It's not like Asian languages, which are like sound based, syllable based. I don't know. I don't want to butcher the theory of your language, but it's not the same thing at all. It's not. We're not comparing apple to oranges. So yeah. So back to my sculpting analogy. The way that I work either the game or the music or the whatever is I try to I pick a shape and I try to sculpt it, and as I sculpt it, I refine. How to say that? I focus. On areas. Like I can end up like, oh, the sculpture has a fabulous arm, but the legs look like shit. Yeah, I'll get to the legs later, you know. But right now I'm working real hard on the arms, and the same thing with with the music. You have a very abstract idea in my head. Like I said, like oh, it has to be a bass guitar. It has to have groove. It has to sound good. It has to be on time. It has to be memorable, even though it's not gonna be looped like because I was speaking about the Mario theme. The Mario theme song when you open the game is the same from A to not A to Z. There's the castle alternate and the underworld, underwater, and underworld. Yes, so there are multiple themes. Huh? Water, underworld, overworld, Bowser, or whatever the castles. So yeah, but still at the end of the day, every single normal stage loops the song. While in my game, no, you're gonna have the theme song on the menu, theme songs, but when you play the game, it's not a stage. It's not like 1-1. The stage takes 20 seconds. You hear the loop. No, it's a RPG overworld. So you walk. Cities have their music. That's what I mean. So you're in a city. Let's say you're in Osaka. No matter where you are in Osaka, you will hear the Osaka music, the one that I put in that slot. So when you switch from a house to a street to a whatever, all while it's inside the Osaka realm of connected scenes, you're going to hear the music won't start. It won't like break and start every time you zone. No, it's going to be continuing the same track. And then when you get out of, for this example, Osaka, and you go on the world map, overworld, then you hear the overworld music. And then when you enter a new city or a new whatever, you will hear that city's song. So you know it's not like it's not the same. Also, when you get into fights in RPG, you know there's a battle music that starts and a victory music, and then you go back to the music of whatever the place you were when you got that battle. So it's a very different. So when you create, sorry, when you create a theme song. For a RPG, it's not the same than theme song for a platformer. It's where I'm getting at. Let's say if we went with the Mario example, which is a platformer, so there's the song that we all know and love. But let's say you move to Final Fantasy. Oh, this is different. We're getting into RPG territory. So the theme song of Final Fantasy, you have to be the menu screen, which they remix at every single game, you know, I don't know if it keeps going down or up. There's a pattern, but it's basically the very long strings. Oh yeah, and then later iterations they have multiple audio channels, so they add like behind and stuff. They add layering, but it's still the same progression of notes that go up and down, up and down. So yeah, but when you think about Final Fantasy, you don't only think about the theme song from the title menu. You do, you know, like yeah, I can definitely recognize it. But personally, it's more about like the music to me is attached to cities a lot, because if you look Final Fantasy 7, if you are in Midgar, you know you're in Midgar. You have some ding 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 ding. Yeah, every zone, every city has a very feel, and it's a lot jazzy. You know, it's a lot, but they all have a feeling, and it's why I'm trying to stick one audio theme per city, because I want the cities to be like, oh yeah, I know I'm in which part of the game. I recognize this is this city. You know, I don't want the music to be random all over the place. You know, like I know it's cool to be able to select your own audio, but I want it's just RPG. I want the audio to have its own identity, and you can play with the sound off and play and put whatever you want. At the end of the day, personally, when I play MMORPGs, I turn the music off. I'm not gonna prevent myself from watching YouTube or whatever because I have to listen to the music of a video game. But if I play on a couch with my kid or whatever, oh, that's quite the opposite. Is crank up the volume, So then, yeah, it's all up to you at the end of the day. So I'm gonna make man, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make a song specific for the title screen, and then a song specific to the battles. Because when you think Final Fantasy, for example, you all know the battle theme song and the victory with Cloud spinning a sword and stuff. I think that's one of the very most memorable audio at all from any game whatsoever. The Final Fantasy soundtrack is a banger. Small audio clips, like just battle music. It's phenomenal. Can they even do wrong? When you listen to these composers, they got such a good track record. They're so phenomenal, but also they're not alone. They're big orchestras. They're massively talented people. The cream of the crop of a country that is already the cream of the crop. So it's pretty good stuff. So, but on the other end. So whatever, let's TLDR. Too long, didn't read. I'm rambling way too much. So let me just close this up by saying I will release 2 more base videos, and then I will be ready to make a proper theme song, battle song, and whatever other bangers. I won't cover all of that because I want I want to present the game with the good audio inserted in the trailer number 2, which will be a very big difference from the trailer number 1. Trailer number 1, I did it because I needed to have something, but the game was not yet in English, so right off the bat the trailer is in French, and it's very defiling fast on purpose. But if people don't read French, they don't actually know any of the humor it's in there, so they think it's just a game, go point A to B. No, it's actually quite an odyssey, and a very funny one and a crazy one. But so I had to make it in English, forced to. Oops. So I hope you enjoy the upcoming last base videos, which will finish leveling me up, and then I hope you appreciate the music that I will make for the game, because I think it's important to have memorable music. Because RPG, you need stuff. You build upon it. It has. If your RPG don't have memorable music, people I don't think are gonna remember your RPG much. When I look at my kid play, because I don't only fall back on my own experience. When I look at my son, he just turned 10. When he really falls in love with a game, let's say Undertale or whatever, he loves the music at a point that is annoying. All he will do is listen to YouTube remixes of every single song in every single possible game, like non-stop. All the remixes of all the possible characters of all the video games. He just completely he loves it. And you look these YouTube channels, their videos, they got like millions of views. So my son is not the only one. That's where I'm getting at. I think it has to be a generational thing, that everyone has YouTube in their household, right on the TV, So I think that now children, when you make it's mostly RPG, but not only RPG, but I think when you make a video game, the music, your audience has to be the kid who checks on YouTube and he wants the song. That's a question, right? Like, what do you like it? Is it only because it speaks about your current game? Is it only like this proxy thing, like, oh, he's speaking about the same game, therefore I like anything he's doing about it? Maybe there's some of that, or maybe it's the music that brings him to like the game so much. It's hard to see which direction this is, but there certainly is correlation in every direction. So at the end of the day, making good music, no matter of all that goes behind the scenes, is the goal. And to make good music, you need to actually have dexterity, play on time, to be able to manifest physically an abstract string of sound in your head, because I can make loops in my head. Let's try to put that loop. If the loop is simple, like a well, it's simple because it's a rhythm that you hear in death metal for like 30 years, like Cannibal Corpse and stuff. So it's like engraved in my brain. It's very simple pattern for me to make, but there are patterns that are not that easy to make. There are patterns that are insanely hard to make. So yeah, you need the practice to take whatever sound you make in your head, like I'm making a stupid sound, but try to do that. Go, where's the loo? You need to find the first note first. Where's the loo? Oh, there it is. Oh, I think it's there. Oh, there. Where's the next sound? Is it there? 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 Is it the other string? The other string? Is it this way? Is it that way? Is it further down? Is it there? Is it a hop string that I just need to? You need to find the next, and then what's the third? And then do you remember? Oh yeah, I think if 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3. What's the fourth? And then you need to make it all the way to like a string of 64 notes, And then when you know that string of whatever 64 notes, okay, now I need to do it backwards, right? Okay, but you do it backwards for your old picking pattern. Oh, you just flip it up, but now you're doing up picking with pull-ups instead of down picking. There's a lot of going on in a simple loop when it's really played. So yeah, it's why I'm taking basically 2 weeks of practice before going back into making music, because I don't want to make garbage. I want this very simple 1 or 2 minute theme or whatever to be like, holy shit, if you want to play this, you're gonna have to sit down and you're not gonna do it one shot. You're gonna have to, like, okay, that's what you did, and you're gonna have to figure it out. But it must not be too complicated, because like I said, the audience is the kid, the 9, 10, 8, 7, 11, 12, whatever, it's all that range that's watching YouTube. And you know how the kids, you need to find it. You need to find some magical formula that pleases everyone. It's like, oh, it's perfect for a title screen, or it's perfect for this, and it's catchy and it's repeatable. But then if you're is there, like I said, if there's no character attached to it, oh, now there's a problem. Because if you go with an Undertale example, you're like Papyrus, Sans is a character, whatever, kids love them. Papyrus, they love them. Not ask me why. They love them. So when you make a song with either of these characters, there is another layer of attachment for them. It's like, it's Papyrus, it's my friend. It's like, look. And you're there as a parent, like, dude, you're watching like some video made by some random team on the internet. Like, you have no idea how much I don't care about this. But it's like, no, look, it's Papyrus. You look, it's super like badly drawn, but to him, it's the real Papyrus. So he's created this entity, or rather the game creator just created his entity. But since the audience is young and motivated, and they project so yeah, I had to edit this, to cut this, because I'm speaking way too much and wasting everyone's time. So thank you very much. This was the first dev log. It's basically, not quite the first, but let's call him the first one, because I have been busy all week. So yeah, now you know what I have been up to, and you know what's coming next. What's coming next are gonna be probably the 2 final base videos that are gonna close the show for me getting back into things, and concluding with the theme song, and then I will be getting back into actual game stuff and not music stuff, because I really want to finish what I started while I feel musically ignited. Yeah. So I gonna see you guys soon in the base videos, and then next week or a bit before that, I'm gonna be doing a log not oriented to music. We're gonna deep dive into probably developing a scene, a slice of vertical, because the horizontal development is largely done. What's left before release are mostly vertical slices of development. So we'll get into that. So the next logs will speak more about technical stuff. So it will be more towards get the game dev people instead of more towards musicians like the base videos are. But whatever, I do both. Live with it. So I see you guys soon in the base videos, and then next week we're gonna go deep outside of music, just into game dev. So see you guys next time on the channel. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, because it's how it works, If you don't like and subscribe, YouTube just thinks that people don't like you, so they don't show you. It's just how it works. It's not it's how it works, So see you guys next time, and I hope that you will enjoy the base videos.
J'ai pilé dans la merde de crap.